Welcome back, everybody, to the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise. This week's matchup is one we've been looking forward to since the offseason. The Jaguars are on the road taking on the Miami Dolphins, the latest team to attempt and assemble a winning roster, primarily through free agency. They enter with a 2-5 record, but a lot of talent on that team. The Jaguars are 5-2, hoping to collect their second victory in a row, and off we go from Miami. Back deep is one of their prized free agent targets. This is Brandon Cooks, up the middle and tackled by Jameez Olawale at the 28. The quarterback is still Ryan Tannehill. He opens things up. 3 wide trips left and a run. This is Brandon Oliver, spinning back to the inside, stopped by Rolando McClain. Here is the Dolphin offense, and I'm looking forward to the matchup between their receivers and our defensive backs. Brandon Cooks, John Brown, and Danny Amendola are the receivers. Jordan Cameron, the tight end. Second down, Miami against the blitz. Tannehill swings it outside, and Oliver's wrapped up by Reggie Nelson. A loss of 3. They're facing a 3rd down and 9. 4-man rush. Tannehill downfield, tipped and incomplete. That was Reggie Nelson making the play again. And the Dolphins go 3 and out. They've invested heavily in this defense, which began a couple years ago with acquiring Ndamukong Suh. A run on first down, a shaken tackle by Yeldon, but he's stopped by a pair of Dolphins after a 2-yard gain. 2 tight ends left, another run. Here is Yeldon, off tackle, racing away from Harrison Smith, but not getting far. Harrison Smith and Calvin Pryor both received big contracts this past offseason. Now it's 3rd and 6, and Mason is complete to the outside to Allen Robinson for a gain of 11 yards. They weren't done there, however. Danny Trevathan is also out there. Play fake now, and Mason gets it outside to Julius Thomas, who is stopped shy of the marker by Pryor. 3rd and 2, and they'll keep it on the ground. Yeldon stopped. He didn't get there. The play was made by Johnny Reedy, ironically one of the players they actually drafted. Miami ball, their second possession is now underway, and here is Oliver spinning away from Telvin Smith and brought down by Sergio Brown, coming off his best game of the season. 2nd down and 13, good protection, Tannehill with an open man, Jordan Cameron down to the 1st down marker. He was also a free agent acquisition a couple years ago. 3rd down and 1, Miami. Oliver up the middle, weaving left with room into Jacksonville territory. He's caught by Nate Bell at the 40. That was a great display of vision by Oliver, and if he can do this consistently, his speed can be a big problem for this defense. At the Jacksonville 40 in a 3-wide set, stretching right, and Oliver stopped this time by Ryan Shazier. Shazier playing more outside linebacker now as Oliver runs up the middle. Sergio Brown is there. It's a short pickup. 3rd down again for Miami. They need the 30 to convert. Blitz picked up. Good coverage. Tannehill has the pass knocked away. Great job by McClain, man covering against Brandon Oliver. And they bring on the field goal unit. 54-yard try for the Dolphins. Down the middle. He got enough of it. It's good. Miami is on the board first, 3-0. 4:17 to go in the first quarter. Mason makes an adjustment, play fake, and trouble as he's thrown down. It's Ryan Davis. They gave him a big 4-year deal. The ex-Jaguar makes a play. 2nd and 18, short pass complete to Julius Thomas, setting up a 3rd down, but we'll check on this Miami roster here first. Of course, Ndamukong Suh there in the middle, Kyrie White next to him, Olivier Vernon and Davis on the edges. Good linebacker core with Trevathan in the middle. Brandon Boykin, the ex-Jaguar, starts alongside Pone Blake and those 2 star safeties. 3rd and 14. Mason stepping outside the pockets. Off balance for Marquise Lee and incomplete. Hit applied by Boykin, and the Jaguars will kick. Great field position here for Miami. They begin at their own 46. Tannehill with time to the outside. That is complete. In front of Nate Bell to Cooks. Single high safety look. Inside, big hole, and that is Brandon Oliver inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 12. Off to a good start in the running game. And here it is again, but now a keeper. It's Tannehill across the 30, and he hangs on as Nelson tried to rip it out. Gain of 7. 51 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's a counter. Racing outside. Oliver met by Bell and Brown, and I don't think he got the first. Third down and inches, another run, and McLean's there to stop Oliver shy of the marker. Back-to-back stops made by this Jacksonville defense. They force another field goal. Miami now leads 6-0 in the second quarter. And this is a counter. Yeldon following Jokel, but he outran him a little bit there, and the tackle was made by Pryor. Now at the 27, good spin inside as Yeldon turns a loss into a short pickup. Marquise Lee slot left. He's played excellent this season. It's second down. Mason lobbing it, and Lee couldn't hang on. He definitely should have made that catch. 3rd and 7, now Lee to the right side. And they run it, trying to catch him off guard, and Yeldon loses yardage. I'm not sure why they tried that, but they'll have to kick it away again. Jaguars give it back, and it's 6-0 Miami. Back-to-back field goal possessions. Pressure there, but Tannehill counters down the middle. Danny Amendola to the Jaguar 44. They're close to scoring range again. Now the play fake. With time, Tannehill sailing deep and picked off by Reggie Nelson on the overthrow. Not even close to Brandon Cooks. Nelson with his second INT of the season. It's been a joy to watch him in his return to Jacksonville. Jaguars pinned at their 7. Here's a run. Yeldon following Olawale, and that's a solid gain of 4 yards. 3rd down and 5, 2 receivers to the right. Mason on target, that's Allen Robinson. Not much separation there, but a solid catch nonetheless. Twins left on 1st and 10. Mason to the outside, another good throw in stride to Emmanuel Sanders, and he has another Jaguar first down. Promising start to this drive. They've advanced 30 yards. To the air on 2nd down. Mason is intercepted by Calvin Pryor. His 4th interception of the year. Trying to go up the seam to Michael Riley, and Pryor read it and jumped in front just in time. Let's take a second look. He leads him to the inside, and Pryor closes the gap. 1 interception by both quarterbacks, and the Dolphins are in Jaguar territory again. Delayed give, and look at Franklin Fitzgerald. Nowhere to go for Oliver, a huge loss of 4. 2 tight ends on the left side, 2nd and 14. Here is Oliver. Runs into his own man, but still has plenty of room. Breaks a tackle and is down to the 43, and there's a down Jaguar, and it's Sergio Brown. I'm not sure what it could be. There's the missed tackle, and Jeremy Miles enters the game at strong safety. 3rd and 4, Tannehill, and the blitz gets there! Rolando McClain. Mike Pouncey didn't see him until it was too late, and they'll have to kick. The Jaguar offense has struggled to put points on the board this season, and that's continued into today's game. From the end zone, Mason complete, and that's out to Keaston Holiday as they get 10. 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. Some option now and some room. TJ Yeldon out across the 20, gain of 7. Yeldon still under 3 yards a carry, and now they run the speed option, and look at Yeldon again, it's a first down. And he's out across the 25-yard line, now 35 yards on the ground. They call in Calvin Ford now. 2 tight ends, they hand it off to the rookie. Straight ahead, he picks up about 7 uncontested yards. Yeldon already at 10 carries, so Ford's getting some touches. And look at him fight forward to the marker, and he's ruled short. 3rd down and inches, Ford still in the game. 3 straight carries and a first down this time. A lot of running on this possession for Jacksonville, and it's working. Now they go to a split shotgun look and go back to the air. Mason lobbing. Robinson goes up to get it. Nice grab. Attacking the football at the 42. He makes a big play, and the Jaguars are driving. They began inside their own 5. Now it's 2nd down and a dump off. Yeldon first down and more. Brought down near the 25-yard line. Can the Jaguars finish this possession? They still have all 3 of their timeouts. 3 wide set. Underneath, this is Thomas. Nice spin move. And he spins all the way ahead for a first down. The Jaguars have used their first timeout. Empty shotgun. Here's Mason on 1st and 10. He steps up. Still looking for a target. Now running, and he's brought down by 2 Dolphins at the 13. Can they at least extend this possession? 3rd and 8. Here's Mason. Going to the end zone, caught by Robinson, and out of bounds, incomplete. Trying to take advantage of the height mismatch against Brandon Boykin, and the booth is called for a review. Right foot down, Looks like left foot's out of bounds. The ruling is overturned, a Jaguar touchdown. And the crowd is in disbelief. I mean, maybe the spikes touched the grass there, but the foot comes down on the line. Either way, it's a Jaguar touchdown, a controversial end to the first half as the Jaguars lead by 1. It took a controversial call for the Jaguars to get on the board in the first half. They are up by 1 and will have the football to begin the third quarter as Austin awaits this one, and here he is from the 1. Up the sideline, weaving, and brought down across the 30. Good return. Can the Jaguars get some points in a way that won't be questioned? Mason fakes to Yeldon, and there's Reedy. Coming through unblocked, he takes down Mason. It's 3rd down and 14. They go empty. Mason drifting outside the pocket again. Nobody open, and he floats this one out of bounds. Another good drive there for Miami. It's Dolphin football at their own 33. Handoff Oliver, and McLean is there. Another good run stop, as Oliver has definitely quieted down in this game. They need 7. Tannehill fakes. Good protection, and a completion. Amendola inside of Jacksonville territory. That was in front of Reggie Nelson. Miami back to the ground, and McLean is there again. Oliver gets nothing. McLean's really helped this run defense step it up. Miami goes empty now, into the air against the blitz. Tannehill complete. That's Cameron, broken tackle inside the 30. First down on a gain of 20. They go empty again from the 29-yard line. Rush picked up, again to the outside. Jordan Cameron, this time shoved out by McLean. They're at the 16, facing 3rd and inches. They're going back to Oliver, and Telvin Smith denies him the first down. Clutch run defense on this drive. Miami back in front 9-7 as the Jaguars take over. Rolling quickly, and there's a pass complete to Emmanuel Sanders close to the marker. Jaguars move the chains, now from an ace look. Play fake from Mason. He's going deep for Robinson, but overthrows him out of bounds. He had a couple poor overthrown deep balls last week. Split shotgun, high snap, handled, and there's another sack. Fisher off the edge. Yeldon never saw him. Jaguars will kick. Another offensive struggle this week as Miami takes over. And Oliver doesn't have much here. There's another good stop by Telvin Smith. Oliver aligns as a wing. 3rd and 5, empty set. Blitz brought, and a first down. Danny Amendola against Jeremy Miles, as Sergio Brown has not returned and will not return today. Play fake and pressure. Tannehill chased. He's brought down from behind. The first sack of the year for Angel Scott, giving Fowler a quick rest. Backed up 6 yards, and here's a run by Oliver. With some space this time, he's into Jaguar territory, setting up a manageable 3rd and 6. They spread the defense out again. Good protection. Tannehill fires, and Cameron couldn't hang on. Nate Bell got there to break it up, and the Jaguars get the stop. These teams keep finding ways to get stops, and the third quarter is nearly complete. Still a 9-7 game. Play fake on the move. Nice throw, and Riley has some room. Hurdling at the 40-yard line. Great way to end the third quarter. Another 2 tight end package. First down. The double team is split by White. On the move. Buying time, and there's Thomas in Dolphin territory, out of bounds near the 30. There's Mason again, improvising and redirecting the receivers. A run on 1st and 10. Yeldon with running room, falling forward toward the 20-yard line. Sanders in motion on 2nd and short. Mason, dump off, complete, first down. Sanders to the 18-yard line. In a 3-wide look, Robinson and Lee to the left, play fake to Yeldon. Mason scrambling to his right, off balance to Thomas, cut from behind and stopped after a 10-yard pickup. Inches to go on 2nd down. They run with Yeldon, and it looks like he barely got enough. First down and goal, 3 receivers, and Mason hands off. Yeldon stretching to the outside and stopped by Pryor at the 5. Now they change things up. The back is Tavon Austin. They toss it to him, racing to the corner, diving for the touchdown. The Jaguars are back in front. on Tavon Austin's first rushing touchdown of the year. Rather than test their power, they bring out the speed, and it pays off. 14-9 here in the fourth quarter as Miami takes over, and Tannehill's chased again. He's in trouble, and the sack is recorded by D. Ford. Scott also had pressure again. We're seeing the Jaguars' rotation continue to pay off late in games. Blitz picked up, and a great grab made by Cameron. He withstands the hit, and it's 3rd and inches. Dolphins 3 wide, a stretch, and Ford's out there to make the stop. What a play! 2 plays earlier, he gets a sack, and now one of the biggest run stops of the day. Jaguars up by 5, 7:15 left to play. Big blitz incoming. Mason downfield, and incomplete for Sanders. He couldn't hang on. Another 3rd down, looking for 10 yards. 3 wide, a screen. And Robinson didn't get the blocks he needed. No gain, maybe a loss of 1. After a very quick Jaguar drive, 6.5 to play, it's Dolphin ball. Tannehill with protection, throws into coverage and gets away with it, knocked away by Miles. 3 receivers on 3rd and 7. Here's the blitz. Tannehill steps up and completes the pass to Brandon Cooks. He has the first down on his 2nd catch against Nate Bell. At the Jaguar 48. A fake to Oliver, a lot of pressure, and a poor throw from Tannehill trying to get that to John Brown. Amendola slot right. Here's another blitz, dump off, and intercepted by Rolando McClain. One of his best games in a Jaguar uniform. He's been huge in the running game, and now makes his 2nd play in the passing game. Jaguar football at their own 44. They go empty, switching things up. Complete down the middle, that's Tavon Austin into Dolphin territory. They stay empty, trying to convert on 3rd and 3. 4-man rush, and Mason has Sanders on the outside into field goal range. 1st down. They're just going to keep this empty. A jet sweep. Lee gets away for 1, but then is taken down for a 1-yard loss. Again, Mason in the empty shotgun. They bring the house. No one covered Julius Thomas inside the 10, celebrating into the end zone as he's tackled. Touchdown! They brought 7, leaving 4 to cover 5 receivers. That's an easy play. And for the first time in this game, a team has a 2-score advantage. Only 2 minutes left to play. Miami down 21-9, yet to find the end zone in this game as Cameron makes another big grab and puts the Dolphins into Jaguar territory. 1:39, all 3 timeouts left for Miami. Blitz fails, and Tannehill complete again. Amendola lost the football, but it's recovered by a Dolphin. Quickly, they're down to the Jaguar 28. Another blitz is brought. With time wide open, Cameron again at the 20-yard line. And he's shaken up. He was brought down by Jeremy Miles, and the Dolphins' best red zone threat will have to leave the game. 56 seconds on the clock, empty shotgun. Tannehill sailing to the end zone and way out the back, trying to hit Brandon Cooks. It's 2nd down and 10. Now they bring Reggie Nelson with protection. That's a touchdown. Rob Hausler off the bench, replacing Cameron, gets the Dolphins a touchdown. Now they need the onside kick. It's a 5-point game. Stone will kick it. It bounces to Michael Riley, and he's wasting time running backwards. Very smart. Can the Jaguars kneel this out? They are able to get the play clock in front of the game clock, and that is it. A 21-16 Jacksonville Jaguar victory. I told you guys I expected this to be a tough game. Indeed it was, as the Jaguars pull off the 4th quarter comeback, scoring 2 out of their 3 touchdowns in that quarter. Again, the offense didn't quite look the way we expect them to. The Dolphins, however, have a very good defense. And I wasn't looking to test those safeties too much, and I was also worried about the pressure they could bring, primarily with Sue and White there in the middle. And the Jaguar defense, I thought, did a really good job in this game. The run defense looked really weak early on, as Brandon Oliver looked like he might have a big game. But he had a few outliers in terms of long carries, and after that, he was shut down. Telvin Smith and Rolando McClain put an end to that, and that really made them a one-dimensional offense. and Tannehill didn't really have a good grasp of the passing game. The Jaguars had a lot of pressure. The rotation definitely paid off as Angel Scott and Dee Ford had a good impact in the second half. The Cardinals are still the NFL's only undefeated team left, and the Jaguars are still in first place in the AFC South. In Week 10, they meet up with the New England Patriots, the team they defeated last year in the divisional round of the postseason. The Jaguars have won 2 in a row. But will they have their starting strong safety next week? This was the play Sergio Brown was injured on, the last play he played in this game, obviously. And on that play, he suffered a shoulder tear, which is going to sideline him for 4 weeks. That puts Jeremy Miles into the starting lineup, and I think that he has quality depth that can definitely be a spot starter. I think he has a lot of the same traits that Sergio Brown does: the size, adequate speed, coverage ability, and most importantly at that strong safety spot in our defense, the run stopping. As you see here, I have also placed Gordon Solomon on injured reserve, but this was a couple weeks ago, so he was scheduled to miss 6 games. I put him on IR so he'd miss 8, and I can bring him back later. That freed up a roster spot which I used to sign a corner, and I acquired ex-Lion Bill Bentley. That move was made a couple episodes ago, and I just forgot to mention it until now. Up next against the Patriots, they'll have to stop Rob Gronkowski with a backup safety in the game. DeAndre Russell, Charles Johnson, who spent a year with Jacksonville, is having a fantastic season. Arian Foster is their tailback. And defensively, they also have a lot of talent, led by Devin McCourty, Sharif Floyd, Jamie Collins, and Dante Hightower. Now, Nick Scott is their starting quarterback. You'll remember last year in the divisional championship game that Kellen Moore was their starter, got hurt at one point. Scott came in, and he played well. He was 4 for 6 for 84 yards, which was much more efficient than Kellen Moore was. He doesn't really have any limitations in his game. He has good size, strong arm, mobility. It should be a good test because he has good passing targets. DeAndre Russell is one of them, the rookie receiver out of Ohio State, 6'4", 223. Big possession receiver. That is a great matchup against our secondary. And by the way, speaking of our secondary, nice job Josh Buchanan bouncing back. No catches for John Brown. I'm not sure why he struggled so much with Trey McBride last week. But that is it for Week 9, everybody. Thank you all for watching. Let me know which players impressed you the most in today's victory down in the comments section. Please leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe. And check out my other content here on the channel and my second channel, MrHurriicane LP. More sports content over there. But that is it for today's video, guys. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.